Buongiorno! The future is now. You remember when we were watching this cartoon where there was this robo lady that was washing dishes, cleaning the floor, turning on lights, TV, everything, and so on and so forth? Well, that future that we were wishing for, it's now. We're only talking about AI, AI, AI. So let's look at some news. You remember Apple was working for a couple of years into these fields of electric vehicle, but when they understood that there is too much competition because of Tesla as well, they changed sentiment into a new things, which is home robotics. So now there is Apple building home robotics robot. Tesla reveals this humanoid robot called Optimus. And then there is Microsoft, and then there is NVDA. I mean, it's a boom of, right now it's all about robotics, humanoid robotics. And for example, if you look at the news, Amazon is the largest user of humanoid robotics system at the moment. For example, they have replaced over 100,000 of humans worker with robots. Now they use 750,000 robots in their warehouse, and 75% of their home delivery package is made by robots. There is Microsoft with OpenAI that are investing 500 million in humanoid robots. NVIDIA, again, they are battling against all the other competitors. And you remember when Bill Gates back in the day said, in every home will be a computer, and everybody, no, that's impossible, it's too expensive, and sounded so weird for us. But now if you think about, everyone has a computer in their home, multiple actually, and everyone has even a computer in their pocket. Everyone has the smartphone. So imagine how right now everybody, all those companies, they say they will have in the household at least one robot, and everyone, no, it's impossible. You will see, guys, that this will be the new normal. In November 2022, there was a ChatGPT moment. The world has changed forever. If you look at this chart, in fact, you see right here started the release of ChatGPT, and the boom and the bull run has started. We have like, of course, the leading stock is NVIDIA with 447% gain, Meta 351%, Palantir 222%, AMD 149%, Amazon, ServiceNow, Microsoft, Google, and so on and so forth. In this moment, everyone, like ChatGPT blows our mind. And in fact, look how many applications they are, like, look how many plugins they've been built to be implemented in ChatGPT or in BART. Like, look, there is Kodi, Wondercraft, Trolley, CraftDeft, Diddle. I mean, they are all applications that they can, for example, you give them an instruction, generate this image, and it will generate an AI image right away. Make a grammar check, make me a poetry, a text, write me a book, write me a script, Excel spreadsheet, whatever you want, it's done. And it's all because of AI. And now AI will bring us to phase 2, where all the big companies like Amazon, for example, here in the image we can see a robot from Amazon taking packages from one place to another one. All those companies, they already had millions of robots, and they're already using millions and millions of robots. But the difference in phase 2 is that now they will build humanoid robots. So robots that they can do multiple tasks, and they can even learn and improve their capabilities according to the needs. I mean, look here inside Amazon warehouse, there is a humanoid robot that they take stuff from one place to another one. Or here, for example, is Boston Dynamics is another company that builds humanoid robots, and they have the capability of moving, jumping, take stuff, even speaking, talking. I mean, it's incredible how much and the evolution and the difference is from before. From one movement, even in our home we have robots. they make my coffee machine or stuff like that. But now there is a humanoid robots. That's the big difference, and the phase 2 of AI that, trust me guys, will change our life forever. So the market is expected to grow at 10.7% compounded annual growth rate up to 2030, and the humanoid robotics market that again use generative AI is projected to grow at a CAGR, compounded annual growth rate, of 64.5% until 2030. That's a 30x increase. That is a tremendous opportunity for any investor that will invest in the right company that will benefit from this humanoid AI robot revolution. So, in which company can we bet on and that could lead and win this race against who has the better humanoid robot? So, for example, we have number one, of course, Tesla with the Optimus Gen, that could be probably the winner for humanoids that they can be at home. Microsoft and NVIDIA with Figure. Then we have Boston Dynamics, and then we have Amazon that is backing up Agility Robotics company. So, I mean, for example, Amazon could be, who could be the winner? I mean, this sector will be, in my opinion, very competitive, but in each niche, someone could be the winner. For example, Amazon could be, the robot from Amazon could be the winner for the robot that they work in industry, in factories. For example, Amazon already, as I told you before, replaced over 100,000 workers with 750 robots that they use in their factory, and this could be expanded in other factories, of course. Then Boston Dynamics, you know, they are the leading in this kind of robot that they can do backflips, or they can hold a weapon, or they can fight a human. So probably they will be the robots used by the government, by the army, or by the police. Microsoft and NVIDIA, they have this amazing humanoid that, for example, can grab and visualize an apple in front of you, or open it, or pass stuff to humans. And Tesla, of course, I mean, with all the robotics for cars, or forget about cars, like all the robotics that they can basically do anything. I mean, we know Tesla. But who will be the real winner? So in my opinion, the real winner here, again, because it's very competitive between robots, the real winner would be those companies that they empower and that they build this robot, so that they make the software. And who we have here? We have Jetson Thor with robotic computer and stacks. We have Qualcomm, we have Intel, we have AMD that does the chip, and we have Tesla that does the embedded chips for robots. So I think if we really invest in those companies that are like building the robots, I think we will be a winner. Here there is a demonstration of what robot can do. For example, they can, the Omniverse digital twins and real robot, as you can see, that they can copy movement from a human. They learn really fast. They can jump, they can run. I mean, it's incredible what they. And of course, another company that we have to think about, which is the leading company at the moment, is NVIDIA, that not only does the microchips, but now they are really building these humanoid robots. And they did the presentation like a few weeks ago. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it's pretty incredible. So now NVIDIA is doing this robot with AI training, large language models plus large action models. So basically they learn from language, video, demonstration, and NVIDIA is doing this humanoid robot that is even observing behavior of other robots and human and learning, and it's called Project GR0OOT. And basically, I mean, you can redefine the capabilities of humanoid robots. These robots will now possess the ability to comprehend natural language and mimic human actions through observation. This groundbreaking advancement enabled them to swiftly learn coordination, dexterity, various skills necessary for navigating, adapting, and interacting with the real world. Boom. I mean, open mind. Blow my mind. And of course, in fact, as you can see from the chart, from the ChatGPT moment in November, NVIDIA just skyrocketed with 536% year-on-year gain. Second, Amazon with just under 10%. I mean, looks just, but is astonishing still. Microsoft, then there is this company, Boston Dynamics, backing up from Hyundai. That's why we have HYMTF. And then we have BOTS, which is a new ETF for robotics. And then Apple and Tesla. I mean, I invested in all of them, almost all of them. But as you can see, I mean, NVDA, after the release of this new presentation of the Humanoid robot, there was a little downtrend, but now I bet will fly up again. I mean, I calculated the intrinsic value. I would never purchase a stock at this level, but I have to say I calculated the new intrinsic value, and still there is an upside potential, also considering the future growth of the company. I mean, this chart is just the proof of this second phase of AI. And for investors who do not want to bet on single individual company and don't want to risk, you could simply buy an ETF. BOTS is an ETF that I recommend. This is not a financial advice, because I mean, there are many ETF on AI. If you Google them, there are plenty, but this is purely on robotics, and has grew over 56% in the past 5 years. And again, it's pure on a robotic ETF. If you take a look, for example, you can see on how many companies and what's their weightage on each company that they invest. You see they invest in NVIDIA, 9%, Intuitive Surgical Inc., Hub, Dynamic Trace. Many of them I don't know, for example, but I mean, it's well diversified. And the good part is that it's also diversified in terms of country, region, geographic. So for example, we have 44% weightage on United States, 34% on Japan, 10% in Switzerland, Norway, Britain, Finland. So we do not bet only in one country building those robots, but like worldwide. So I think this is a smart play for someone that, again, is a bit more lazy. This is a good ETF to invest on. Well, now, before you get too excited and start to buy all these stocks, do know that the market is now technically and a bit overextended. So we are kind of like due for a pullback or a correction sometimes this week or this month or this year. So I would buy them when the price will get more attractive and the prices will go down in the road in the short terms. At the same time, if you look at many of these stocks that I mentioned, most of them are currently overvalued. So be cautious about that. So far, for example, on this table, you can see that I've listed most of the companies that we talk about, except Boston Dynamics, which is a private company. So what we got? We got NVIDIA, we got Tesla, we got Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, and the ETF that I mentioned, BOTS. So many investors might just look at the PE ratio, and from there they might say, okay, NVIDIA is the most expensive. I mean, NVIDIA, yes, is expensive, 75 times earning. I mean, that's kind of crazy. But then the second most expensive would be Amazon with 60 times earnings, and then Tesla, and so on and so forth. But I mean, the PE ratio itself might not be the most accurate measurable of valuation, because the PE ratio doesn't take into account the growth of the earnings. So a company that has a high PE ratio could be cheap in the earnings, could be cheap if the earnings are high. And the company with a low PE ratio could be expensive if there is no growth in the future earnings. So you can't really look at PE ratio alone. But that's what most of people do. They just look at PE ratio and they take their evaluation. I mean, this is wrong. So now, this PE ratio is based on the last 12 months of earnings. If you divide the current share price by the next year projection earning, you get a forward PE ratio. That may give you a slightly better measure of valuation based on projected growth rate of 1 year ahead. So, based on forward PE ratio for Tesla, that looks the most expensive based on forward PE, then we have, so Tesla first, followed by Amazon, followed by NVIDIA, and followed by Microsoft and Apple. That, by the way, Apple looks the cheapest based on forward PE ratio because there is a great growth. So, all right, what's the projected growth rate for this company? So the growth rate that I'm showing you is taken from, I'm taking from two websites. One is Finbits and the other one is Capital IQ. These are subscription platforms that I use, and you can subscribe and check yourself all the projected growth rate. So we have NVIDIA projected growth rate at 35% in the next 5 years. Tesla projection growth rate at 10%. Good. Microsoft 14.9%, Apple 10.22%, and Amazon at 23.2%. 22.27, yeah. So another way to value a stocks, very roughly, is to take the P ratio and then divide it by the growth rate to get the PEG ratio. So the whole idea is the lower is the PEG ratio, the cheaper, and the higher is the PEG ratio, the more expensive is the stock. So based on PEG ratio, the most expensive would be then Tesla, followed by Apple, second most expensive, followed by Microsoft, and followed by Amazon, and then the cheapest of the cheapest, will be NVIDIA. Interesting, right? So based on PEG ratio, NVIDIA is the cheapest. I also given you the intrinsic value in this chart, and I calculated them based on a discounted cash flow evaluation. So, sometimes the P ratio and the PEG ratio is based on earnings, and earnings are based on accounting net income. So I rather use the cash flow evaluation for this kind of intrinsic value. So if you take a look using a more cash flow discounted model, then again you get a slightly different valuation again. So based on this one, you can see that my intrinsic value for NVIDIA is $709, Tesla $131, Microsoft $392, Apple $168, and Amazon $182. And if you compare this with yesterday closing price, you can see that NVIDIA is selling at 27% premium above the intrinsic value. So it's selling at a premium, it's expensive. Tesla is selling at a premium as well, about 25%. Microsoft 8.9%, Apple 4%, and Amazon 3.8%. So you can see that based on the way you look at these stocks, you have different position. So before you decide to buy any of these stocks, please do your own research. Make sure you take your proper evaluation, and I hope this video serves you well, and good luck in investing with the second new generation of AI and robotic humanoid machines. Thank you for watching. Here Emanuele Fiorazzerant, and as I always say, if you don't understand finance, you will never understand the real estate. That's why I'm giving you this video. Thank you guys. Bye.